When I was 14, I jumped over a bench and didn't know it'd be my last jump. My ankle was painful, it was bruised. Before this, I did gymnastics, I ran, I jumped, I played at recess. I did all the things a normal kid would do. When my ankle was hurting and swollen, we went to urgent care where they said it was a normal sprain. But that was not the case. They told me it would heal in 3 weeks. It was not healed by 8 weeks. So we were referred to physical therapy for just a bad sprain. Physical therapy, my foot was tight. And at first we thought this was because I hadn't moved it in 6 weeks, but it continued to be tight and get tighter and tighter and not be able to stretch it down. That's when we really knew something was wrong. So my foot being frozen, I was walking on my tiptoes all the time, which was painful. When we got to the pediatric orthopedic specialist, he pretty instantly knew something wasn't right. So I was referred for surgery to cut my Achilles tendon. I had this November of 2023. At this time, we did not know what was the cause. We thought it was idiopathic ankle contracture due to the sprain, but it was later found out my hand started curling, and I was immediately admitted to the hospital where I was given a diagnosis of dystonia. At first, dystonia seemed right. It seemed actually like maybe we had found the answer. After we got home, my condition actually kept spreading. So it was now in my trunk, all 4 limbs, and my head. So we were sent to a top specialist. He took one look at me and said, "No, this is not what we're dealing with. This is a complex hereditary spastic paraplegia." Complex hereditary spastic paraplegia is a group of inherited, in my case, ultra-rare disease that causes ataxia, spasticity, tightness of the muscles, weakness, balance issues, proprioception difficulties, learning disabilities, and more. When we got this diagnosis, it was kind of shocking because we all thought this was dystonia, but it actually made everything make sense. It was like everything aligned. It was the reason I had pretty progressive dysautonomia as well as other things. So it was gratifying, but also kind of scary because everything changed and now we had to look up new things. We tried many months of medication, Botox injections, serial casting, AFO bracing, but nothing was helping. It was maybe making it a little bit better, but not fixing it. So the last step we had was brain surgery. Brain surgery is a big step. It's a major surgery where they make an incision, cut open your brain, and shove a lead of electrode wire down into it. So we went forward with this, and the surgery was supposed to have a 90% success rate. And we asked my surgeon before if she had had any complications previously, and she had not. And when I woke up from brain surgery, I could not speak. I could not walk. I could not sit up. So it was determined I had had a traumatic brain injury because my wires were placed 6 millimeters too deep. 6 millimeters is actually only 0.2 inches, but in a brain, even 0.5 millimeters is too deep, and it caused damage. I spent 2 months in the hospital going through rehab and recovery. The first week of my stay, I don't really remember anything. I wasn't very awake, but after that, I started doing physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, and I went down to the studio to play bingo. And I was able to gain a little strength, but I never regained my ability to walk. One of the biggest challenges of not being able to walk independently is I need a lot of help. I need help to sometimes get dressed. I need help to brush my hair. I need help to do my hair. I need help to make dinner. So it came with a lot of loss of independence, but also I'm lucky to have somebody to help me. How I look at the future is I'm glad for what I had in the past. I won't walk again, but I am glad to have the tools I need to succeed. It was hard with people not understanding what was going on. I had many people say I was faking, but I obviously wasn't. But I pushed through. And how I coped was I cope in art. I do lots of art. It's like my therapy. I paint, I draw, I color, I make keychains, etc. I find art is what helps me stay grounded, as well as I have a autism service dog named Foggy, and he's able to help me with my anxiety and comfort me, and he helps me a lot. What I want people to know about living with a neurodegenerative disease is that the future is uncertain, and so we don't know what it will look like, and so we just live in the moment. We make the most of every situation. We make fun out of the medical trips and try to choose joy if we can. There are still hard days, even though you may not see them, and they're really hard, but we try to push forward.
I am seen. Are you?